Welcome to the Guitarist chord tutorial. This tutorial will shed some light on how to work with chords using the chord sequencer and the chord board. First, choose the default preset from the user folder so you have an empty working space. Then, set the sequencer's tempo to 16 steps, so one pattern will last for one bar with a step resolution of 16th notes. Now create a trigger on the first step. Now you can see that the chord sequencer is running at the same speed as the pattern sequencer. Now put the repeats of the first chord sequencer step to 16. This step will now last for one bar, until it goes to the next step. Hold the Shift key to spread that value across the whole sequence. This works for all sequencers in Guitarist, and is convenient because you don't have to dial in the same value over and over again. Now put the loop of the chord sequencer to 4 steps, because we will create a riff with 4 chords, where each chord is running for one bar. So, the repeat sequencer decides how long one chord is playing. In the second row of the chord sequencer, we have the root note. This note decides in which tune the chord will be. Right now, it's a C. Let's do a riff that goes from C to D to E to G. Let's hear how this sounds with one trigger for each quarter note. Right now, power chords are playing. These chords do not decode between major and minor, so they fit to anything and are characteristic of certain rock music styles. When you click on a chord step, the chord menu opens and you can see the different available chord variations. Use the lock feature to pin that step, so the chord sequencer will not jump to the next step, giving you the time to edit the chord until you like it. The numbers below the chord variations represent the chord keys. This is why they are coloured like a keyboard, with white and black keys, exactly like on the chord board. There you have 24 user chords, which are stored on the chord board. I can draw any chord I like directly on the screen guitar, but I can also assign a factory chord according to the key I selected. Here is the first key, which is a C. In the menu, I have all the chord variations available. Let's take a minor 7. In the menu beside, I can choose the variation, exactly like I can do in the menu of the chord sequencer. Let's take the second variation. Now press the green Enter key and the chord will be generated. With one click, I have created my own variation of this chord. If I do the same thing on the D key, a D minor 7 will be created. When a key from the chord board is used, you can see that the root note in the chord sequencer shows an image of a chord board button. This is to make clear that the chord board key is used on that step. Let's get back to our chord progression. Let's do the riff with a C major, D major, E minor 7, and G major 7. That will sound like this. Let's improve the pattern a bit with a few more triggers. And only the lower strings being played while on step 5 and 13. Where usually the snare would play, all strings are being played. You can easily transpose your chords with these buttons. You can also copy a chord from this key and paste it on another key. So you don't have to build the same chord again, and you can easily create variations of the chord on different keys. Now add a nice beat, and you're done. Thank you for watching.